Nobody saw this coming. Not the fans, not the insiders, not even the people closest to the situation who thought they had already heard it all. Because when Claressa Shields gets pulled into a storm involving leaked allegations, hidden connections, and Tasha K's explosive commentary about Papoose's alleged private life, it doesn't stay a room for long. It turns into a full-scale internet meltdown. At first, it looked like just another celebrity gossip cycle. Screenshots, whispers, and anonymous posts floating across social media like background noise. But then something changed. The details started matching. The timeline started overlapping. And suddenly, what was being dismissed as internet talk started feeling like something far more calculated, almost like pieces of a puzzle falling into place on their own. And right in the center of that puzzle stands Claressa Shields, a fighter known for control, discipline, and silence under pressure. But this time, the pressure isn't in the ring. It's online, it's public, and it's growing by the second as Tasha K's commentary allegedly exposes a pattern that fans say is too specific to ignore. Because once the claim of multiple lovers, overlapping timelines, and hidden communication entered the conversation, everything flipped. Old clips got rewatched. Old interviews got reinterpreted. Even harmless moments suddenly looked suspicious under the lens of speculation. And the internet did what it always does when chaos meets a famous name. It refused to let it die. Then came the moment that changed the entire tone of the story. Claressa's reaction. Or at least, what people believe is her reaction. And in this situation, silence might be saying more than any statement ever could. Nobody expected Claressa Shields to be dragged into a storm, this violent, this public, and this emotionally charged. But the moment Tasha K's latest commentary allegedly connected Papoose to a hidden web of relationships, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. Screenshots started circulating faster than facts, timelines were rewritten in real time, and suddenly what looked like random gossip turned into something people were calling a pattern too detailed to ignore. At first, Claressa stayed silent. No statements, no denial, no explanation, and that silence became louder than any headline. Because in celebrity chaos, silence is never empty, it's fuel. Fans began replaying every old interview, every public appearance, every subtle moment that now looked different under suspicion. Nothing changed in reality, but everything changed in perception. Then came the first alleged leak that flipped the entire conversation. A set of messages, blurred but widely shared, appeared online claiming overlapping conversations between multiple unnamed individuals connected to the same man at different timelines. Nothing officially verified, nothing confirmed, but the tone of those messages was enough to send social media into overdrive. People weren't asking, "Is this real?" anymore. They were asking, "How long has this been going on?" And that's where Claressa's name got pulled deeper. Because according to the online narrative fueled by Tasha K's breakdown, Claressa wasn't just a bystander in this situation. She was being framed as someone operating inside a structure she didn't fully see. A structure where attention, communication, and emotional access were allegedly divided across multiple connections, all while maintaining a single public image. Then things escalated. A viral clip surfaced, showing Claressa in what fans described as a controlled emotional moment. She wasn't breaking down. She wasn't reacting loudly. She was measured, careful. Every word seemed chosen. And that made people even more suspicious. Because the internet doesn't trust calm responses to chaos. Calm becomes coded. Silence becomes strategy. And composure becomes evidence of something hidden. Within hours, that clip had millions of views. Comment sections turned into battlefields. One side insisted she was being dragged unfairly into fabricated drama. The other side claimed her reaction confirmed everything. And in the middle of that war, Tasha K's commentary kept amplifying one central idea, that this wasn't random chaos, but a structured emotional system that only looked messy from the outside. Then the narrative shifted again. More alleged leaks began circulating. Screenshots showing travel mentions, timing inconsistencies, and fragmented conversations that users online tried to piece together like investigators. One post claimed the timelines don't match reality anymore. Another insisted there are overlapping narratives being exposed in real time, none of it verified, but all of it viral. And every new post pulled Claressa deeper into the center. Because now, the story wasn't just about allegations, it was about reaction. The world wasn't waiting for confirmation anymore. They were watching behavior. And Claressa's behavior was being dissected frame by frame. Her posts slowed. Her captions became shorter. Her tone shifted from confident dominance to something fans described as emotionally distant. That's when the pressure turned personal. Insiders online began suggesting that people involved in the situation were now privately reacting behind closed doors. Some allegedly trying to control narratives, others distancing themselves, and some, according to unverified claims, preparing explanations before more information surfaced. Every sentence added more tension, every rumor added more weight, and still Claressa didn't speak. Then came the moment that broke the rhythm of the entire story. A short clip surfaced, unclear origin, no official confirmation, showing a conversation where Claressa allegedly responds to questions about trust and loyalty in a way fans instantly interpreted as layered and emotional. No direct names were mentioned, but the phrasing alone was enough. Within minutes, the internet decided, this is about everything happening right now. And just like that, silence turned into speculation again. The clip spread faster than anything else in the cycle. Reaction videos exploded. Influencers broke it down word by word. Every pause in her voice became analysis material. Every expression became theory. And suddenly, Claressa wasn't just part of the story. She was the story. Meanwhile, Tasha K's commentary intensified the narrative further, suggesting that what the public sees is only the surface layer of a much larger emotional structure involving overlapping loyalties and carefully maintained public perception. She didn't present it as chaos, she presented it as design, and that word changed everything. Design implies control, structure, intent. And now the internet was no longer looking for drama, it was looking for proof. Then came the social media war. Hashtags started trending on both sides. One group defending Claressa, calling the entire situation manipulation and targeted narrative shaping. Another group insisting too many details were aligning for it to be coincidence. Old clips resurfaced again, but this time edited with captions, zoom-ins, and timestamps that gave them new meaning entirely. The algorithm fed on it, and the chaos multiplied. Then, out of nowhere, another alleged leak surfaced. This time it wasn't screenshots. It was fragmented audio clips circulating in low quality, claiming to capture private conversations referencing emotional distance, scheduling conflicts, and unnamed relationships. The audio was unclear, chopped and heavily debated, but it didn't matter. The internet filled in the blanks instantly, and Claressa's name was everywhere. But the most dangerous shift wasn't the leaks, it was the interpretation. Because people stopped treating this like gossip and started treating it like an unfolding case. Every detail became evidence, every silence became strategy, every reaction became, And Claressa, whether speaking or not, was now permanently positioned at the center of the narrative. Then something unexpected happened. Claressa posted again, a simple message. No explanation. No direct response to allegations. Just a short, emotionally charged statement about strength, self-respect, and walking away from confusion. Within seconds, it was reposted thousands of times. And within minutes, it was dissected completely differently by both sides of the internet. To some, it was a powerful boundary. To others, it was a coded message confirming everything they believed. And that's when the situation reached its most unstable point yet. Because now every move was interpreted as intentional. Every silence was treated as calculated. And every word was turned into evidence supporting two completely opposite narratives at the same time. And right in the middle of this chaos, Tasha K's commentary added the final layer of tension, suggesting that what is currently visible to the public is only a fraction of a much larger emotional structure that is still actively unfolding. And that's when the most unsettling realization hit the internet. This story is not closing. It is expanding, because new claims are already circulating, new reactions are already forming, and Claressa Shields' next move, whatever it is, has now become the most anticipated moment in the entire cycle. And the question hanging over everything is no longer what happened, it's what happens when the next truth drops, and who gets exposed when it does. And now the entire internet is sitting on a knife's edge, because this isn't just another celebrity rumor cycle anymore. This has turned into a full-blown emotional battlefield where every new clip, every alleged message, and every silent reaction is rewriting the story in real time. Claressa Shields' name is at the center of it all, and whether she speaks again or stays silent, both choices are now being treated like breaking news. Because that's the dangerous part of situations like this. Once the narrative gets this big, you don't control it anymore. The internet does, fans do, commentators do. And every single second that passes without clarity only adds more fuel to a fire that's already uncontrollable. Tasha K's commentary has only intensified that pressure, turning what started as speculation into something people are now calling a pattern of exposure. And right now, the audience is split straight down the middle. One side believes Claressa is being unfairly pulled into a manufactured storm where old clips and vague allegations are being twisted into something bigger than reality. The other side is convinced that too many details are aligning too perfectly for this to be random gossip. And in the middle of that war, Claressa herself has become the most watched silence on the internet. But here's the truth about moments like this. They don't stay still. Something always breaks. A new message surfaces, a new reaction drops, a new statement gets misinterpreted within seconds. And suddenly the entire narrative shifts again, faster than anyone can keep up with. That's why everyone watching this story unfold knows one thing for sure. This is not over, not even close. And if you're watching this right now, you're already part of that unfolding story. Because every update, every reaction, and every new detail is shaping how this ends. So don't just scroll past it. Stay connected, because the next development could drop at any moment, and when it does, it won't just be another update. It'll be the moment everything changes. If you've been following this situation, hit the like button right now. Because these stories only stay visible when people push them forward. Comment below and tell us what you think is really going on. Are these claims being exaggerated? Or is something real finally being exposed? And most importantly, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because when the next piece of this story breaks, you won't hear it late. You'll hear it first. Because in a situation like this, silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means something is about to.